Halfway Home. Story by Marlene Perez. Illustrations by Phyllis Polema Cahill. Chapter 1. Grandfather's Glasses. Karina Sanchez took her grandfather's hand as she led the way through the crowd to the museum exhibit. She was spending the day with him at their favorite museum. "This is the one, Grandfather," she said. "This painting reminds me of your carvings. Isn't it gorgeous?" Her grandfather peered over the rim of his glasses and examined the painting for a long time. "It's a Cézanne, I believe," he said. He studied the sign next to the artwork. Karina stood on her tiptoes as she waited for her grandfather to continue. Would he like the painting as much as she did? He said, "I'm honored that you like my carvings as much as you like this painting, especially since it was created by one of the masters." "I love your carvings," Karina said, giving her grandfather a fond smile. He replied, "My grandfather taught me to carve when I was about your age, and now I'd like to teach you." Karina beamed at him. "I'd love to learn to carve," she said. They had nearly completed their museum tour when Karina's grandfather stopped at a brilliant mosaic in crimson, indigo, and tangerine colors. The mosaic was surrounded by flowers carved from granite. "These are Byzantine mosaics, I believe," he said, gesturing toward the stone flowers. "They have given me a marvelous idea." Karina said, "I'm not sure I can create something so detailed." "Of course you can," her grandfather said. "You can accomplish anything if you know the secret, which is to find a new way of looking at the problem." "I'll try," Karina said. "Right now, though, my feet ache and I'm tired." She sat down on a wooden bench in the middle of the room. "Are you too tired for ice cream?" he asked. "I'm never too tired for ice cream," she replied. "Good," he said, "because I know the perfect place." But instead of heading to an ice cream store, they went to the grocery store near Grandfather's house. And instead of heading to the frozen food section, Grandfather put cream and sugar into the shopping cart. "Isn't strawberry your favorite flavor of ice cream?" he asked Karina. She nodded but couldn't figure out what her grandfather had planned until he grabbed rock salt and a big bag of ice. "We're making ice cream!" she exclaimed. He smiled at her as they headed for the checkout counter. "I found our old ice cream maker the other day and thought we should make homemade ice cream. It's a little more work, but it's worth it." At home, Grandfather got out the old-fashioned hand-crank ice cream maker and poured the ingredients inside its cylinder. He and Karina took turns cranking the handle until the liquid thickened and froze. Grandfather gave the handle one last turn. He took out 2 bowls and spoons and then dished out 2 scoops for Karina and 1 scoop for himself. Perfect," he said. "Now that's real ice cream." After they finished eating their dessert, Grandfather said, "Now it's time for your carving lesson." They went to the garage where Grandfather stored his tools and workbench. He held up a miniature monkey. Karina thought it looked just like the monkey they had seen at the zoo the week before. "Karina, hand me my spectacles, will you?" her grandfather said. He peered at the small carving he held. She grabbed his glasses from the counter and handed them to her grandfather. "Thank you," he said absent-mindedly as he slid the glasses over his nose. "Much better," he said, but Karina noticed that he squinted even after his glasses were on. She frowned but didn't mention what she had noticed. Instead, she returned her attention to the work. She also thought about what she was going to make next for the Young Inventors Club. Other kids in the club were starting to make great inventions, she thought, but nothing she had made so far had satisfied her. She wanted her next invention to be truly great. "Why don't we take a break and take Buster for a walk?" Karina suggested when she saw Grandfather was having difficulties with his work. "He's been cooped up all day while we've been out enjoying ourselves." The dog, who had been lying on the floor near Karina's chair, jumped to his feet and barked loudly when he heard his name. "It's unanimous, and we can take a frisbee," Grandfather said. "I know how much Buster loves to play with that toy." At the park, they played fetch and keep away with Buster, who ran back and forth and barked loudly, wagging his tail the entire time. After a while, Karina left her grandfather and Buster playing and headed to a nearby park bench. She wanted to think more about her new project for the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?